Greetings, all you booktubers and all you other YouTubers. I'm Michael Romeo, and I talk about books, and that's where you're at. It's Michael Romeo Talks Books. Toffee came to say hi again today. My little girl. She is pretty much completely blind, but she gets around. She uses her smeller and listens to voices, and she gets around just fine. She's a good girl. She's a loving little girl. She's a little teddy bear. Yeah. Today, let me put her down to play. Today I'm doing a book review. I have finally finished The Balance Wheel by Taylor Caldwell. It took me way too long to read it, but like I said previously, I've been reading like 7 books at one time, and I finally started just focusing on one book, getting it done. Focus on another book, I'll get it done. And rather than try to juggle 7 books and not get anywhere with any of them. But yes, so I am reviewing The Balance Wheel by Taylor Caldwell. Basically a very good book. Taylor Caldwell is a brilliant writer. I read previously a book by hers, which is what sparked my interest in her, called Captains and the Kings, which was a chunker of a book, but read beautifully. She is so good at developing characters and characterization and just creating a plot that rolls along smoothly. Everything, even though you may be reading a part that seems like it has nothing to do with the story, it will tie in later. She is very good at not leaving any loose ends, and every word counts. Either it's character development, or plot progression, or setting atmosphere. Every word counts. And the same holds true for The Balance Wheel. And I would have given it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I ended up giving it 4 for 2 reasons. One, I've talked about in previous videos when I've talked about this book. The first half of it feels like it's written with an agenda. There's definite good guys and bad guys. And the good guys are definitely the conservatives. The bad guys are anybody who believes in socialism, communism, believes in any kind of liberal political format. I keep kicking my stand here. I'm sorry about that. And that, in some places, was just a little too obvious for me. I remember reading the North and South trilogy by John Jakes, another great 20th century writer. And while it's about the war between the states, the Civil War, he presents both sides matter-of-factly and lets you decide who's the good guys and who's the bad guys. He presents both sides of the story. This one is definitely focused on one side of the story, one viewpoint, and that is the conservative viewpoint. And okay, I understand it was written in 1951. We're coming out of World War II. We're about to head into the Eisenhower era. And that was very much the mindset, the fear of socialism, the fear of anything that would upset what was then the political norm. This book itself is starts off just prior to the start of World War I, goes into the World War, and a little bit beyond. And that first half where she's pushing the agenda kind of got a little tiring, but still the story was good. I don't want to say it made the story bad. The story was still good. I still liked the characters. I still enjoyed reading about them, seeing what they had to say, seeing how they interacted with each other, and it kept me going. The second half of the book is more of an anti-war novel, because now the war has started and it's affecting the people here in America, especially non-political people whose sons end up going to war and maybe they won't come back, and she paints that picture quite well. There's also internal family strife, because it focuses primarily on one family. A couple of other families too, as secondary plot points, but mostly on this one family, who run a tool making company. And there's internal strife in the family and in the company, and she does a good job of portraying that very, very well. The second point that kept me from giving it 5 stars was the ending, the epilogue. And I won't say whether it was a happy ending or a sad ending or a neutral ending. I'm just going to say the ending, because I don't want to give spoilers to anybody who might read the book. I just felt the epilogue was too contrived. It was too much of an attempt to wrap up the story quickly. She could have put in a couple more chapters and done it with a little more flow, and it would have made more sense. So those 2 points kept me from giving it a 5-star rating. 4 stars is still good. It's still a really good rating on Goodreads, and I have to say that overall I did enjoy the book. Taylor Caldwell was a prolific 20th century writer, and like I said, this one was published in 1951 and is set in the earlier part of the century, the 19 teens, as I said, just before the start of World War I and into World War I. It ends in 1919. And, no, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't end in 1919. It ends in 1929. I think. Maybe it is 1919. Anyway, it ends after World War I. And, if you read it, I believe you'll like the characters, you'll like the plot progression, but you may see those 2 stigmas in it, in the first half of the book and the epilogue. The story, as I said, focuses on one family of German descent who now live in Pennsylvania and are very prosperous, very successful in their business, family-run business, making machine tools. And it's not a perfect family. There's dysfunction, there's personality dynamics that come into play, and she keeps the characters fresh. They don't get stale. There's always a new thought that's presented that they all have opinions on, and the opinions are very well portrayed. She does it through conversation. She does it through their physical reactions to what they hear or what they're told. It's a very good case of show, don't tell, which is a writer's standard. Don't tell me the in and outs of this particular person. Show me through what they say and what they do what type of person they are, and she does that quite well. Not as good as in Captains and Kings. Captains and Kings is definitely a 5-star book. I will push that one now while I'm talking about her other book. If you haven't read Captains and the Kings, don't be afraid of it being a chunker. It reads really easily. But The Balance Wheel, again, good book, good characters, good plot progression, those 2 points were the only 2 points that I had a minor issue with. Not even a big issue, just a minor issue with. That feeling of being part of an agenda and the way she wrapped it up too quickly. But still, 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I would recommend it if you're looking for an easy summer read, even though it's 731 pages. Doesn't feel like it when you're reading it, because it does go quickly. She keeps the plot going at a good speed. So, yeah, that's it. That's The Balance Wheel by Taylor Caldwell. My latest finished book. I am now going to work on finishing another book I've started, which is Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. So very shortly, I hope, you will see a book review on that as well. I also have a video that's going to be coming up, talking about memoirs and what makes a good memoir and what memoirs I've liked and so on. And that'll be coming up soon. So, as always, you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, come on and subscribe. I love having people subscribe. I love knowing people are out there enjoying my channel. And comments. I love to hear your comments. I love your feedback. I like to know not only what I'm doing good, but what I'm doing wrong. So don't be afraid to tell me that something just didn't work, falls flat on its face. I'll take it as constructive criticism. And I try to answer every comment. I may miss one here and there, but I do really work on trying to answer every comment in some way. And that's it for now. We'll see you again on the next video, which will be coming up soon. Have a great week ahead of you. Bye.